So now that we have some basic information about the relationship between Taiwan and communist China and of the shifting attitudes about that relationship, here are some tips to keep in mind with working with this population. The first is to be mindful of any uncertainty about identity, and this can be identity questions or disagreements among different generations or even within actual specific individuals. Be aware as well of any historical sources of trauma. This could include fighting in the Civil War itself, if you're working with older members of this population. It could also include sort of indirect sources of trauma in the form of repression that occurred on the mainland during communist rule. For example, the Great Leap Forward was Mao's attempt to industrialize China's economy, and it led directly to the Great Famine. It has been called the greatest man-made disaster in history, and it killed an estimated 36 to 45 million people. Another source of potential trauma is family separation or dissolution. Both Communist China and the Republic of China were closed off for about 40 years completely, which means that those who fled Taiwan were unable to contact any family left on the mainland. And coupled with the Great Famine, it is very likely that people on Taiwan lost members of their family on the mainland and just were never able to learn about it. Also, some in communist China did sell out relatives to the authorities, especially during the Cultural Revolution, which was a period in which the communist government was attempting to purge itself of any so-called corrupting influences. And these last two experiences are particularly personal to me because they are the experiences of grandparents. And my maternal grandfather actually is a veteran of the Chinese Civil War who fought on the side of the Kuomintang. So finally, here are some resources, both national and local. If you can only visit one, I would recommend the first one, the TaiwaneseAmerican.org, because it will connect you to numerous other resources. Also, there is the Taiwanese American Citizens League, and they are the ones who led the campaign to get official recognition for Taiwanese Americans on the 2020 census, which was referred to in a previous slide. And more locally, there is the Taiwanese American Foundation of San Diego, who run the Taiwanese American Community Center, also in San Diego.